Okay, so this video is for the habit of eating slowly, which you are on. So the daily practice is take your time every meal, eat as slow as you can, and be mindful. This habit, as you might have learned by far or so far, is very challenging. It's super hard. And that's kind of the point. This is one of the big kahuna practices, so to say, and will give you the biggest bang for your buck. It is one of the two anchor habits. So eating slowly is one. The second one is eat until 80% full. But right now, during this practice, as always, make sure you are focusing on this as your priority. That means what you eat, how much you eat, when you eat. Those are all lesser priorities. All I'm focusing on right now is making sure you're eating slow, no matter what it is. So if you're really stressed, come home from work, you want to eat a bag of whatever, that's fine. Just eat it slowly, right? And be mindful. So, as I said, this is one of the anchor habits. This is something that you will practice forever and ever. And it's not a habit yet, which is why we're calling it a practice. And you practice it until it becomes a habit. And this is wonderful because it is a self-regulating practice that all humans can, benefit from, just because we slow down and are mindful and we're not preloading our fork, right? When you shove your mouth and you're chewing and you already have your next fork ready. If you take your time, you're going to learn so many things about yourself and just become much more aware of habits and, beliefs that you might have had and you didn't even realize it. And a good example of this is small children. So if you have small children, you know if someone else has a small child, or, you've been around them during feeding time, and most of them take a bite, they run off and play. Come back, take a bite, run off and play. They eat very, very slowly. And so it's a learned thing that we tend to evolve as we get older, to eat faster and faster because we're distracted, or we're just not mindful while we're eating. And so we're using eating as something else other than, enjoyment and fuel. So a couple tips and tricks for this practice, if you need any. You can make it into a game if you want, and you can keep this private, or you can share it with whoever is playing the game with you. And that is to eat slower than the person you are eating with. So whether you're having lunch with a coworker or you're eating dinner with your family, or maybe you go out once a week with friends, you can tell them openly, say, hey, can you support me and don't eat super fast, but I'm going to try to eat slower than you. And they might be able to help. Or you can keep it private and just say in your head, okay, I'm going to make sure I eat a little bit slower than this person. And I can set my utensil down between every bite. I can take a drink of water. I can try to engage in some conversation. I can just look around my surroundings. Any of those things will do. That will just help you to become a little bit more mindful. If you are by yourself, you can just eat in silence and just track where your thoughts take you. Or you can have a little pen and notepad and write things down, if you have any thoughts or things like that. So that's a good trick that you can use to eat a little bit slower. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, message me in your app, and I'm happy to help. I support you, I encourage you, and I know you are doing wonderful. It's one day at a time. That's why we call it a practice. So at your next meal, do your best. You are eating slowly and mindfully, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.